Hi, good afternoon. I'm Yenny Baez-Suarez, and I'm kidney transplant surgeon from Bogotá, Colombia, in South America. I work in a company named Yenny Baez-Suarez. First of all, I want to thank the Cell Science and Molecular Biology Congress for inviting me to participate in this event. I was checking the program, and this topic is very different from others. I hope to enjoy and learn something about a different field, such as transportation. Today, I'm going to show us some research. It's one of the biggest publication in South America in this topic. Try to enhance laparoscopic nephrectomy and conditions the learning curve. Um, this is our research. Um, Just to right in 1954, when performed the first living donor kidney transplant, the field of the transplantation has had great development since Lloyd Rhino, when described the first laparoscopic donor nephrectomy when a living donation, it has become progressive standard of care until now. This procedure has allowed transplantation groups to combat organ shortage for patients with end-stage renal disease. In 2017, 20% of total donations were from donors. The development of the laparoscopic donor nephrectomy has improved the donation shortage around the world. It has some issues to be considered. First is in the operation will time increase in comparison with open donor nephrectomy. And second, the learning curve seems to be harder to reach the laparoscopic program. Good afternoon. I'm Yenny our observatory and donation and transportation where are to see the results less attractive pain. I will talk to work. When the transplant is carried out mainly by this graphic, is when the best results are obtained in terms of survival. With account, laparoscopic donor nephrectomy raised some questions and variations of technique since then we may have assisted laparoscopic nephrectomy. The minimal invasive laparoscopic nephrectomy, the robotic assisted laparoscopic nephrectomy, and transvaginal natural orifice from others. But the hand-assisted laparoscopic nephrectomy is one of the most common used because preserve advantage from the laparoscopic donor nephrectomy field. Improves results in terms of operating through time, and the learning curve is easier to gain. Considering that the laparoscopic donor nephrectomy is a procedure performed on a healthy patient, many complications range between 5 to 10%. The tipping point in which learning curve is complete becomes very important and has been defined as a paramount variable bearing in mind general outcomes. This is our research. This study looks to determine the safety on hand-assisted laparoscopic donor nephrectomy and to describe the results of the learning curve in our center in Colombiana de Trasplantes in Bogotá, Colombia. This is the materials and methods. We conduct a retrospective review, the first 500 hand-assisted laparoscopic donor nephrectomy, and we analyzed them from July 2003 to July 2017, and we analyzed demographic and therapeutic characteristics and complications during the first month post-operative. All donors underwent a medical evaluation before study imaging, and we use tomography and geography was to identify vascular anatomy before surgery. The surgical technique used was, in all the cases, hand-assisted laparoscopic nephrectomy. The patients were placed in the semilateral decubitus position, slide table flexion. Once positioned, the initial access consisted of placing a hand forward like this to allow positions like funny steel, tight funny steel. The hand may be introduced to various place positions to the anterior abdominal wall, depending on the patient and surgeon's preference. A 30 video scope and 2 additional strokers like this, subcostals were introduced. The intraabdominal pressure was set to 50 millimeters of mercury, and the pattern of splenic pressure of the colon was mobilized and spliced medially using ultra-excision. The renal veins were secure using locking emeralds, like emeralds. In the case of the right kidney being retrieved, the right renal vein was exposed to the perirenal cava, and use endovascular stapler of 60 millimeters for the renal vein so that the adequate length could be obtained. The kidney was straight manually to the hand form. The postoperative protocol includes analgesic, remove the polycatheter, and regular diet on the postoperative in the first step. This is the baseline characteristics of donor in this table. We can see that the half of the donors were women and related to the recipients in the most of the cases. The left kidney were removed in the greater number of cases, and the primary outcome was operating room time, hospital stay, and blood loss in CC. The primary outcome, and the results are similar with the worldwide literature. In this graphic, we can see the summary of complications in the 500 patients, graded by severity by the modified traveling. It's a classification for the surgical technique, for the surgical procedure. In most of the cases, most of the complications were mild. Is grade 1 or grade 2, and the overall complication rate is 6.8, graded by Clavian classification. In the rear post-operative period, one of the donors evolved to massive pulmonary thromboembolics and died. Definition of the learning curve. A complete learning curve was defined as surgeon who had completed more than 50 cases of the hand-assisted laparoscopic nephrectomy. A total of 46 cases were excluded from the analysis because they were performed by other 4 surgeons, and there was not enough information to analyze the learning curve. We divide into groups before and after completing 50 cases. There were no important differences in 2 groups. This is the table 3 and the demographic characteristics in each group. We can see that the most of the variables are similar in the 2 groups, and there were no significant difference in the 2 groups. This is the result. The statistical analysis, and we use univariate and bivariate descriptive analysis was carried out according to the learning curve. Frequencies and percentages were used to describe categorical variables. It's important that the quantitative variables were described through measures of the central tendency and dispersion, and the variant analysis was carried out according to the learning curve to parametrical and parametric tests according to the nature of the variables. We compare the 2 groups operating room time, the rate of the hospital stay, and estimated dose and complication and conversion rate to the more the most important things in this type of the procedure. And the difference of parameters between the two groups were analyzed with the HTTs and man-reading tests. Sorry. There were significant statistic difference in the three variables in the room operating in the length of the state and the estimated blues like this graph. In these graphics, we can see on the surgery time and the hospital stay and the estimated blood, like the learning curve influence the results in compared with the two groups when you complete or not complete the learning curve. When we compare our results with big series report in the world data, we can see there is no difference with the other institutions. For example, we compare with Mount Sinai, with Baylor University Medical Center at the results in Northwestern Chicago, and Columbiana Transplantes. We stay here, and the results are similar and are similar in the other variables. The total complication rate in our series was 6.8, or comparable with the experience from other centers that range between 3 and 7%. And like these are similar in the most centers. In conclusion, hand assisted laparoscopic nephrectomy is a stage surgical procedure and the results obtained by the research result that intraoperative and early complications are raised. There was significant increase in operating time, effectively used, and length of hospital stay in patients who underwent hand-assisted laparoscopic nephrectomy by increased laparoscopies. However, it accomplished without compromising patient safety, and it allows a gradual increase in experience that reflects better results over time. No difference were found in complication and conversion rates, which suggests that improving surgical training can be accomplished without altering the donor's safety. To our knowledge, there is no research or study with a large series that shows the experience of a transplant center in South America like this. Thanks for your attention.